If you scaled up a Hakimi 20-fold and dropped it into the Cretaceous, when dinosaurs were at their peak, could it become a dominant powerhouse? There'd be no collapse from bones failing under its weight and no organ failure from overload. This would be a fully synchronized upgrade. Its original 40-centimeter body length times 20, excluding the tail, would reach 8 meters. Its shoulder height would top 3 meters, with 30-centimeter claws that extend and retract at will, easily slicing through thick skin and bony armor, and a bite force pushing 4 tons. The most terrifying part was that his neural reflexes still matched a house cat's responsiveness. He'd barely taken 2 steps when, from the cycad thicket on the left, 3 2-meter Dromaeosaurs darted out, their sickle claws flashing with a cold gleam. They were the Cretaceous' most cunning pack hunters. Screeching, they spread to both sides, trying to strike from the flank and rear. But to Hakimi, their movements were as slow as a snail's crawl. Just as the lead Dromaeosaur sprang up, lunging for his waist and belly, an orange afterimage flashed by. His forepaw cut the air with a sharp whoosh, flicked its claw tips out, and sliced through scales and tore bone. That stony dragon didn't even scream before it was swatted several meters away, slammed into a tree trunk, and died instantly. Before the other two could react, Hakimi had already leapt over 3 meters straight up from where it stood. He pinned the second raptor down neatly. The last one tried to flee, but a thick tail whip struck its leg bone. With a sharp crack, it crashed into the mud. The 3 raptors became his first extra meal since arriving in the Cretaceous. Over the next few days, Hajime quickly learned the rules of the territory. Unlike theropod dinosaurs that charged around to proclaim sovereignty, he preferred ambushing at dusk, his warm orange fur hidden in withered, yellowed brush. Passing hadrosaur hatchlings, small ceratopsians, and even mid-sized sauropods had their throats crushed in a single strike before they knew what hit them. It used sharp claws to carve marks half a meter deep into tree trunks and staked its boundaries with scent. Predators over 10 kilometers around caught the warning of the new overlord and kept their distance. A carnivorous abyssal, over 7 meters long, barged into the territory. The former ruler followed the scent of blood to the dozing Hajime. Its ear-splitting roar was a clear provocation, and the sharp horn on its head flashed menacingly in the sun. Hakimi slowly opened his eyes, yawned, stood up, and shook out his fur. His shoulder height was a bit taller than the Carnotaurus. The Carnotaurus charged first, jaws wide open, lunging to bite Bo with a fierce rush of wind. Hakimi's speed was among the best of the dinosaurs. He slid sideways, easily dodging the front claws, then struck and carved 3 deep, bone-revealing gashes into the Carnotaurus's flank. In pain, the Carnotaurus spun and whipped its head, trying to gore with its sharp foot, but Hakimi pinned its head down precisely. The immense force kept it from lifting its neck at all. The next second, sharp teeth pierced its throat, and a few minutes later, the struggle stopped completely. After this battle, Hakbikoin had secured his place as the undisputed ruler of the territory. When packs of Dromaeosaurs caught his scent, they detour with other mid-sized predators, not daring to enter his domain. His days were easy and predictable. In the morning, he'd find a sunny rock to bask and doze. At noon, he'd slip into the tree's shade for a nap, and at dusk, he'd head out to hunt. When he felt playful, he'd sprint a few steps after pterosaurs gliding low overhead. The real test came on a rainy night. A 10-meter-long subadult T-Rex, drawn by the smell of blood, crashed through the ferns and pushed into the woods. As the top predator of the Cretaceous, it had massive bite force and a thick, powerful body. Staring at the shaggy monster in front of him, he let out a low, threatening growl. Hakimi arched his body, his tail pulled straight tight, and a deep rumble rolled from his throat. This wasn't relaxation. It was a warning before the attack. The T-Rex struck first, its huge head whipping up a gale as it snapped at the torso, one bite enough to crush any dinosaur's bones. But Hakimi reacted faster than it could grasp. Pushing off its hind legs, it surged forward and darted several meters, dodging the attack. Circling to the T-Rex's side, before the T-Rex could even turn around, it whipped its tail in a sweeping strike, only for Hakimi to leap up, dodging as the 8-meter-long orange behemoth stretched out in midair, then landing with pinpoint accuracy on the T-Rex's back. The T-Rex thrashed its massive body like mad, slamming into tree trunks, trying to shake off the enemy on its back, but it was all in vain. Hakimi lowered its head and bit toward the back of its neck. Its sharp teeth slowly bit through, and the jungle-shaking roar of muscle and bone gradually weakened. A few minutes later, with the crisp crack of the cervical vertebrae snapping, the Tyrannosaurus Rex's massive body crashed to the ground, flattening the dapian of cycads and ferns. When the rain stopped, morning light broke through on the horizon. Hakimi jumped down from the prey, shook off the rainwater from its body, and walked beneath a rock to lick the tiny wound on its claw. These minor wounds mean nothing to him. The answer is pretty obvious. Scale a Hakimi up 20-fold, boost it in every way, and drop it into the Cretaceous. Then it'd be far more than that. To become a dominant force in his own right, he doesn't need to run rampant on brute strength or rely on pack hunting. Drawing only on the ambush instinct etched into feline genes, lightning-fast reactions, and hunting skills honed to absolute precision, he carved out a territory all his own in the dinosaurs' golden age.